Yo, what's
What's up?
going
What's
on,
up? What's
everybody?
up?
Welcome to another edition of the All Star Sports Show, episode number 11. Boy, it's actually been great. Actually give a quick shout out to Todd for actually bringing the show for its entirety for sports around the league. Whether you're a college football, hockey fan, whatever sport you're asking, we got it all covered this week. But if you guys are new, make sure you hit the like button and hit that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell. And that being said, the first thing on the docket for this week, Florida State has been actually discussing its future within the ACC after the college football playoff snub. So
Right.
basically, in other words, they've been weighing out their options to the point where it's like, it does kind of sound like, they may or may not be leaving the ACC. And I think they were the only team in college football to bring up the wage discrepancy, the wage gap between the ACC and the other conferences. The thing into that, it's like, first of all, the ACC, let's be real, there's not that great competition. Me and Tyler can attest to this as long-time Clemson fans. The ACC fucking stinks. I'm sorry, but there's no goddamn competition whatsoever within the ACC. I mean, what, Florida State are probably your best bet, but that's not really saying much.
I mean, listen, I don't want to say that the ACC is bad. It's not. There's a lot of 8-4 teams, a lot of 9-win teams. So I kind of rescinded that statement before. The ACC isn't as bad as I thought it was. It was early on Florida State and then everybody else. But then Florida State came and just did what they did, and they still got snubbed from the playoff. But it's
as rivals we call bullshit.
Which I call absolutely bullshit. You play who you play. I hate the whole strength of schedule thing and the whole, if you have one blemish on your record, you're out of the playoff. I hate that.
This is why we always say that we always prefer the NFL's doing way of things to make the playoffs than the college football.
If you got a winning record, you're in the playoffs, unless you're just on the outside. Because that can happen too. I remember 2014 we missed with a 10-6 record.
Yeah.
We still had a winning record, but we missed out because there were teams that were a game better. It can happen.
And what's also great about the NFL's way of side of things, because you don't have to just have a winning record, but you go to how well do you against your conference, whether you're in the AFC or the NFC, and you're also division record too, which also factors into you guys make the postseason or playoff spot.
But yeah. The only thing that you really need to pay attention to is conference record, if you want to get the higher seed, and division record if you want to win your division. But even if you don't necessarily have a winning record, or not winning record, winning record against your division, you're still vying for a wild card spot. That can happen. But in college football, it's you need conference wins. You need to have just good teams on your record. You gotta have you can't have at least more than one loss in your record. There's so many factors into this shit, and it's stupid in my opinion. Yeah, people can claim, it makes for competitive college football, and yes, at times it can. At times,
but it's we're seeing the same teams over and over again.
We're seeing Alabama again in the playoff again. They have a worse record than Florida State did. Because they have a better schedule.
And what's funny about that is because they barely got in because they barely got by an Auburn team who, let's be real, Auburn fucking sucked this year, and I ain't not sugarcoat it lightly. And to take them a fucking miracle at Auburn to actually win that football game.
They barely beat a bad Auburn team. But the thing is, too, watch them get blown out by goddamn Michigan.
Oh, that would be fun. That would be funny as hell.
That would be hilarious because you snubbed Florida State because you thought that'd be a worse matchup than Alabama and Michigan. But we saw them barely get by a terrible Auburn team late in the damn in that conference championship game. We saw that.
Oh
They're
yeah,
not
and you
that
could.
great, but you're too blind to fucking see that because you see that Saban's still there, so they're evidently still going to be somewhat good. No,
And it's at the
no.
same time because they don't want to have don't have another TCU situation. Because boy, for those who remember last year's national
62
title,
to fucking 7 in the freaking national championship game. That was the worst national championship game that I've seen ever. But again, no. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I get the committee and I get the fans don't want to see another blowout in the national championship game or in the playoffs. I get that. The problem still stands. The playoff format is flawed.
it's like so archaic.
The way
I'm
you put these teams in is flawed. And Rob just said it best. It's archaic as hell.
Why do you think a lot of people rather watch the NFL playoffs rather than the college football playoffs? Because it's like you got
people do watch. I don't think nobody watches the college
I'm
football
not
playoff.
saying
There's
like
people
that.
that watch. A lot of
I
people
know
watch that. So that take is mute, bro. Because people do
but
watch the college football playoff. But the problem is that people are complaining about this. They're like, I can't wait for this 12-team playoff, and it's gonna make it better. I don't think it's gonna make it better. I don't.
if it's still going to still be the same way as it does.
If it's still ran by the fucking committee, it's still gonna be bullshit. Because they're gonna want 12 of their moneymakers in, and then the rest of the teams that tried their asses off to make the playoffs get snubbed.
Yeah,
if you have 13 wins, if you go 13-0, there's a high chance you might not even make it. Because, the 12-1 team is the sexier pick. Because they know this team.
I mean, sure, you had a 12-1 Georgia team somehow didn't make it, and they from top to bottom have a better team than Alabama. And I'm not saying.
Yeah. Picture me this, Rob. What? Let me ask you this: why the hell did Georgia get snubbed, but worse off Alabama did?
I guess
are you kidding me?
It's for me. It just sounds like they don't want to see another blowout in the national championship game, and that's the way I'm looking into it.
I'm looking more into the fact that they still got Saban. Everybody knows Alabama, so let's put them in because everybody knows them.
And
that's all I'm looking at. This has nothing to do with blowouts. It has everything to do with popularity of a team. That's the problem.
And this is why I'm going to say this right now. I think Michigan is going to wipe the absolute floor over Alabama because
I will watch that game. I will watch the game, and if it's a blowout, I'm going to stay watching that game, and I'm going to point and laugh.
Because when you look, Michigan. Yeah, they don't have like the biggest household names by any means, but what they do know how to do is win as a team. When you fuck up, they're going to make you pay for it. Because boy, we've seen teams who try to give them a run for the money. A lot of times, it's gonna like figuratively fire them up. And
also another thing too, Rob, I feel like they're trying to make Alabama the good guys by pitting them against Michigan because Michigan went under fire early this season for the cheating scandal that happened
in the span of a couple of years.
The span of a couple of years, and they know that Michigan is going to be seen as the worse off, the villains, so to speak. But
it's going to be interesting to see going forward with college football. But just I don't know. I literally do not know anymore with college football because especially how how archaic the committee is, and it's ridiculous at this point. Moving on, some interesting positive NFL news. The Minnesota Vikings are one of the few teams who actually be changing to actual turf. basically grass in 2024. So, and the other all the other teams that still use like the slip film turf is the Minnesota Vikings. I saw there's a couple other teams that I saw, and I can't think of them at the moment. But yeah, so Minnesota is going to change their playing surface, citing better injury data. You know, I gotta commend it because at least the NFL teams know there's common sense that artificial turf sucks.
Why do you think after the 90s, a lot of the teams abandoned AstroTurf? Why do you think that is? Because in the 90s, everyone was getting hurt.
You could have played on concrete.
Why do you think the Eagles did that same shit at Veterans Stadium where they got rid of AstroTurf? Because the players
it's not just
on both sides, the Eagles players and the opponent's players were complaining that field is
trash.
The worst surface to play on because you're getting hurt. That's why they got rid of AstroTurf for most of these teams.
It's a bunch of bullshit. Well, from the NFL standpoint, but it's not.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But also the Phillies too. They were, in terms of the NFL teams, you know, they or the MLB teams. Sorry, wrong fucking sport. They're because remember, both the Phillies and Eagles played.
Hold on. You just run into me ribbing you for a minute.
Oh hell, screw you.
Since when did the Phillies join the NFL?
Yes, I caught myself there. I
Since when did they join the NFL? Because the last time I checked, it's a different fucking sport, like you said.
But yeah, so both. And I will say this too. Good for the Vikings because let's be real. I mean, look, I don't think the Vikings playing surface was that bad. I thought it actually was that. I thought it
was okay because like it was kind of like half, grass, half turf, kind of.
It kind of gives me what it looked. Oh, and Detroit. Okay, so Detroit's the other one that actually does it too at Ford Field.
But again, Detroit, it's not really that bad. I think it's like, when it's like in they both play in domes, right? Minnesota
and Minnesota. Well, it's a weird shaped dome at US Bank Stadium.
Okay, yeah, it is US Bank Stadium. US Bank Stadium. That's where Minnesota is. But that's where we played our Super Bowl. Hardy har har. In 2017. But again though, like I feel like it's easier to have turf in like the domes because turf and the elements makes the field harder.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of the teams that don't have domes, they got rid of it. Because because before you move on, that's why they got rid of it. That's why the Eagles got rid of it. That's why other teams got rid of it because they don't have domes. In domes, you don't have to really deal with the elements if it's closed off,
Oh yeah, and at the same time, I mean, because you also see that the fact too, you don't have to deal too much field management because for some, and I can say this too, on natural playing surfaces, it's gonna take a lot of groundwork to get it all fixed up and ready to go. So, and shout out to Kevin Seifert, who's the ESPN staffer, and yes, I know ESPN has been kind of going down the toilet, but they actually been doing pretty well with some of the news side of things. So, US Bank Stadium, of course, we all know that's the home to the Minnesota Vikings, will become the latest NFL facility to replace its playing surface with a version of artificial turfs that rates better from the injury data. So, pretty much, they're making adjustments to the point where it's placed like actual grass, so to speak.
Now, the question that I have with all of this is, though, are they planning to make a retractable roof? Because if they are, I can see why they're getting rid of turf.
I don't think so. But the Minnesota...
I can still see why they're getting rid of turf, because, again, it's an injury-prone type of field.
And we're looking at you, MetLife, and you're not off the hook either, because, boy...
MetLife, they do this, like, weird rubbery thing.
You got the rubber pellets.
Rubber bead.
Because, like, if anybody played on artificial...
It's incredibly stupid. Even their own players are getting hurt by this shit.
Oh, yeah. Shepard twice on non-contact.
Shepard twice. Daniel Jones. He's hurt because of this shit.
I think he actually got hurt on actual national playing surface, national grass. I think when they're on the road.
Oh yeah, they were on the road when that happened. But yeah, you have Shepard getting hurt by this
Twice. See,
by the playing
both.
surface twice. And the thing is though, most of those injuries from turf, it isn't just the Giants but other teams. It's all non-contact injury, and it's always a
that
leg
brings up.
injury. Gee, I wonder why. Because AstroTurf sucks.
And trust me, I can say this too because I played on a couple of baseball fields. It's not easy. I will say that. Well, technically, I mean, look, we're using well, depending on who you're asking, we're either using plastic or molded cleats. For me, I prefer metal, and which I had no problems with. But it's really a different experience once you play on actual like artificial turf, kind of like what you see at MetLife, that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm because the other two teams that actually have made that change was the Indianapolis Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium, which, yeah, I could see that because when you see the Colts play at home, and the Cincinnati Bengals at Paycor Stadium. So they're all so it'd be the Vikings, Colts, and Bengals who are all in plans to change their playing surface in 2024, kind of try to reduce injuries. Because boy,
Yeah. I'm glad these teams are making a stand on getting rid of this whole turf situation because again, look at the '90s. Nearly every team had AstroTurf, and in the '90s that was a huge issue because a lot of the players were getting injured, and
oh yeah,
it was to the point where it was like something's got to give. And every team by like the year 2000, 2001, they were getting rid of AstroTurf.
and switch to grass. And it was the slip film turf, which is what we know it today. A different form of artificial turf comes along. I was like, because I think just some teams were just too lazy to do the grounds work and say, let's just put like an artificial surface here and just not worry about the end of the day. And
let's just keep it there and not worry about maintaining it, cutting it, all other happy stuff. But here's the thing: these workers, they need to realize putting AstroTurf there isn't, and these owners, they need to realize putting AstroTurf there is at the detriment of the players and their health. Because a lot of leg injuries happen on AstroTurf. Arm injuries, AstroTurf. Concussions, AstroTurf.
Yeah, it's and that's going to be the biggest talk.
Because it's artificial grass, which is basically a mat with grass on it, fake grass on it, under concrete or over concrete. So you're essentially playing on a thin layer of grass that's fake and concrete.
And it's kind of funny. And obviously, you had three players actually who had issues with it. I mean, Justin Jefferson. I mean, he's been kind of been banged up.
Rightfully so for complaining.
And Kelsey suffered a non-contact lower extremity injuries after week 5, and Niners tight end George Kittle complained about the turf after week 7. So your guys stars,
rightfully so, because again, those injuries came at the expense of AstroTurf. This is on the owners. Change your damn field surface. A lot of these players are getting hurt because of AstroTurf. This should not be a problem in the 2020s.
No.
This should have been a complete non-issue by the early 2000s. Not now.
And we're still
going through this shit. We're still going through this shit.
Yes, I know.
20 plus years later, 3 decades later, we're still going through this shit. A problem that arose in the 90s, like I said.
Yeah, and for those who remember, especially for those who watched the Eagles and Washington Redskins game at the time, what was known as the body bag game, and when we look at the highlights of that, it's not pretty because everybody was getting hurt.
I'm like, I point out like the injuries: AstroTurf injury, hard hit, but yeah, his head bounced off that bitch like it was AstroTurf injury.
Or
every one of them AstroTurf injuries.
And remember, this you're going back to the early '80s when you had saw Jake McMahon get body slammed on AstroTurf when the Bears were home. Do you know how bad that is when not just you're playing on concrete, but when it's also freezing cold in Chicago at the same time? That's even worse when and come to find out after that he wound up having a separated shoulder.
That's the big issue with AstroTurf is the elements because you're playing in September. It's just fairly warm in the start because you're starting the season when the weather's still kind of warm. It doesn't really get colder until like late September, mid to late September. But then you get to late September, October, November, December, January, February. Primarily, you're playing in fall and winter months, which are way colder.
Oh yeah, and
primarily. So that's why AstroTurf is a big issue, and it's been a big issue since the '80s.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, the NFL also had plenty of other issues that they tried to address. Remember the concussion problems that they had in years past, and they tried to fix that. Then we got the Miami Dolphins that kind of got fucked up last year because of that, and had to change the entire concussion protocol and all this crap. And there was a lot of other stuff that the NFL the Players Association has been trying to beg the commissioner and the league to fix for years, for decades. But
also players are complaining about, big hits being penalized and stuff like that. So it's completely contradicting a lot of the stuff. And
go back to that.
And fans are complaining about big hits not being in the league now, which is completely contradicting fans and players not wanting concussions. It's a whole mess now.
It's a whole mess. And I agree. Case in point, in particular, I want to point out something too. If anybody's watched that Colts and Steelers game, that hit on Michael Pittman Jr., people say, "Oh, that's a dirty hit." Not exactly. He kind of leaned with his shoulder, and just the way how Pittman Jr.'s head kind of
and that's the thing, though. And I can see why he's complaining because a lot of these refs now they don't know what a fucking tackle is anymore.
And hell, not just a tackle. They don't know what a catch is nowadays because holy crap.
They don't know what a touchdown is because, look, 2 touchdowns that the Broncos had that one game when they got blown the fuck out. 2 of the touchdowns that I thought they were sure touchdowns. Because the ball was across the plane. Called back. They don't know what a touchdown is. They don't know what a catch is. They don't know what a
roughing the passer is nowadays.
Roughing the passer is now. Like you could just 2-hand touch him call.
It's funny because since I brought the roughing the passer, if anybody's watched that Falcons, I think this was last year, when Brady's last year, when you look at that sack, that what looked like a clean sack from Grady Jarrett, it's like, no, that's roughing the passer. Like, where's the body weight for crying out loud? Like, first of all, back then, if I remember back then in roughing the passer, you cannot at least somehow target the head and neck area. But if you actually just sack them like from the chest down, that's fine. Now you can't do that no more without getting flagged for roughing the passer. Or
now, my understanding of roughing the passer is once the ball's out of the player's hands, you can't hit him.
I think that's kind of
which I'm okay with that because he's not fair game anymore. The ball's not in his hands, so I get it. But the thing is, there's a difference between rushing the pass or roughing the passer and rushing the passer. We're not running into the pass or whatever, Yeah. Because a lot of these roughing the passer calls sometimes are merely accidental.
Yeah.
And they're still getting called, and I think it's bullshit. I really do.
No, there's some rules that I do agree with. I mean, there's this Carson Palmer rule because you can't hit below the knees because, boy, when you see that really makes me cringe because when you hit below because you really can't hit, you're never supposed to hit a quarterback below the kneecaps. I think that's according to the rule. Because for those who remember when Carson Palmer got smacked below the legs, boy, that
his knee went backwards.
Yeah,
backwards.
Your leg's not
that was disgusting. And then these TV networks, let's show it in slow motion. I don't want to see that shit. No.
Well, shout out to Saturday Night Live with that skit. That was kind of funny, but
we're not going to show you that angle again. Let's show it from a different angle.
No. But
And then you see Keenan Thompson. You have Keenan Thompson. He's weighing his option. He has a Bible in one hand and a gun in another. Like, what the hell?
but yeah. So moving on, because I know me and Tyler haven't really ranted about this. The Seahawks stun the Philadelphia Eagles on a comeback win on Monday Night Football, 20-17. And
I hate that you brought it up because I'm pissed off again.
Well, we haven't really got a chance to rant about it because, well, it was late at night, and I don't want to wake any of my neighbors. Yeah. Eagles fans, I hope you guys have some alcohol because holy crap after that. Because
here's the thing. It is a Thursday. The game was on a Monday. They had their alcohol ready by Tuesday. They're already done drinking at this point.
Yeah.
But they probably called off of fucking work, called in sick, and started drinking the next day because they were so pissed off. But the thing is, though, what really irritated me, the defense was finally fucking good in this game. Except for two players. Except for two fucking players. Sidney Brown and Bradbury. Sidney Brown and goddamn Bradbury. Sidney Brown missing tackles. Bradbury, he's slow as fuck now. He can't cover for shit now. And that's how the late touchdown was scored, and that's how we lost. The offense, pass, fucking pass.
Yeah, that's...
And honestly, I'm starting to think that the reason why Jalen Hurts underthrew balls in this game was because his arm strength ain't there, because guess what? Oh, yeah, Brian Johnson, pass, fucking pass. You killed the guy's arm. And also, A.J. Brown goes on Twitter saying, oh, that he should have threw that ball. You know, that he was the first read. You always start the first read. Not every time, AJ. Not every time. If you're not open, you always go to your second or your third read. If your second read ain't open, go to your third.
Why do you think the Niners are playing some of the most flawless football? Same shit. Great defense. No complaints there. But what do they do better offensively? Do you know how to make their second, their third reads? If it's not there, hand the fucking ball off. Run the goddamn ball. That's another problem too. And as we said, you know, I thought Matt Patricia I liked what I've seen.
He was good. I liked Matt Patricia's DC in this game.
And this is the
he wasn't bad. The only problem that I had from this game were just two players defensively. And I'm happy that I get to say that. Because every time
it's hardly
for like the past 11, 12, 13 weeks, I've been saying this whole defense sucks.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
But really, we didn't have the right personnel on that defensive coordinator side. I'm eating my words there. You were right. The DC sucked too. So Sean Desai, he's out. Matt Patricia's in. And he's been a really good defensive coordinator, and it's been known because he's won championships already. He's won championships already, so he knows how to make a good defense.
Look at the rankings that the Patriots had under him. We're always saying, they're top 10 or top 5.
They were top 10 every year, top 10, and that's the thing. I was like, okay, he's a known. That's why I was comfortable after I saw you sent me the numbers before the game. I'm like, all right, the defense is going to be fine. Defense is going to be fine. But the problem is that Bradbury doesn't have it anymore. He had it last year. He was good, but the thing is, he was getting older, and now we've seen the drop off. Now you've seen the drop off. Let's put in guys like Kelly Ringo and whoever else in.
Well, I actually like what I've seen from Ringo. Don't get me freaking wrong.
I love Kelly Ringo. Put him in. Put Kelly Ringo in, or put Eli Ricks in. I'm fine with that too.
I think Ricks at the same time. And here's the funny thing too, as me and Tyler were the Eagles fans, when we brought him as the defensive assist, like, oh, this is not. I don't know about, because me and Tyler we were hesitant when we brought him in. It's like, Oh,
I don't know. I don't know for
think about this,
the one problem that I had with him. Right, here's the one problem that I had with damn, my hair's all fucked. But yeah, it's like, but hold on, it's fucking hair. Go down, piece of shit. Okay. But the problem that I had with Matt Patricia, he's gonna work the defensive side of the ball. Who else is on the defensive side of the ball? Oh yeah, Darius Slay.
and speaking of that too, and it's actually kind of great to see we've actually finally. So there's no hard feelings.
Now,
So
now, I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. Like, he was like, because Key in the comment or in our chat was like, "Oh, that's old news. We've already known that." I'm like, but we didn't have confirmation yet from both sides of the story.
Exactly.
We now have confirmation on both sides of the story because Matt Patricia was asked, "How's your relationship with Slay?" He goes, "We're good. We hugged it out. We talked it out. We're fine."
Yeah, I agree. It's also crazy too, because like I said, meantime we were hesitant of why we're bringing Matt Patricia, but ever since we saw how the defense played Monday night under Patricia, kind of says me otherwise. I think we might have gotten the defensive coordinator wrong. But yeah, and obviously, and it's going to be interesting too because I have a feeling this off season, not just from the Eagles side, because if they do want to get rid of the coordinators, which I hope the freaking happens, is we're going to see. I think we're going to see a decent amount. Not a lot. But I think a decent amount.
I think who goes. I think who goes is the side's gone. The side is pretty much. The side's
gone.
He's gone, but Patricia stays. He stays.
I think Patricia does stay.
He's going to stay as DC, but we're going to have to get a new OC.
Because, shoot, give me Frank Reich as the OC at this point.
Yeah, give me Frank Reich, or give me somebody who will let Jalen Hurts be Jalen fucking Hurts, and also and also call a balanced offense.
Why do you think these 49ers right now in my eyes for me are the best favorites to win their sixth Super Bowl? Their sixth Super Bowl, yes. Okay, I'm trying to do a count here, but yeah, but like
do they have 5?
They got 5.
Oh, they like 4.
No, they got 5. Them and Dallas, because right now the one team that has 6 right now. Well, or the teams that have 6 is Pittsburgh and New England. And you have 2 teams. And yeah, that should tell you otherwise of how good the Niners can, or I say great is a better word. Not good.
But the thing is, they've been able to be prolific because if you look at the numbers, I think they're like almost dead last in throwing the ball. Like pass attempts.
They don't have to.
They don't have to because they know they have a running game. We have a running game too. We just don't use the shit.
Exactly.
We have DeAndre Swift, who's one of the best runners in the game. Use him. We're not using him. And that's the reason why the Niners are exponentially better than us. Not just on paper. But on paper, they're not better than us. They're on par with us on paper. But that's why they've been better than us all season.
It's also about execution.
That's why they blew us the hell out. Because they have a more balanced attack. We don't.
Sure, if they want, and there are going to be times if they wanted to, they can go pass heavy if they wanted to, but they don't. They choose not to, because it's like you're going to get guys like Brandon Ayuk. So also thank you for the fancy points, by the way. That's irrelevant. Brock Purdy's been playing some solid football. And Tyra said it best. And you can see they're 32nd in terms of pass attempts per games. Like that, they don't have to. Christian McCaffrey, very hard to stop. You got Deebo Samuel on these in around or jet sweeps, depending on what Shanahan gives you. Goes there too. And then you also got Brandon Ayuk. Who else am I missing on the offensive end of the football? I am drawing a freaking blank.
There's too many guys. There's too many fucking guys.
You got one of the best left guards in Trent Williams, who's still is still a fantastic left guard. Defense
And
is
here's
pretty.
the thing: here's what really irks me about that whole situation is that we have the proverbial best line in football. But here's the thing: we're not utilizing that line. We're not.
And we can't pass protect worth the fucking damn any whoosh.
But you want to know why we can't pass protect, Rob?
Shoot.
Because the offensive line gets tired because they don't have to do that much on run protections.
No.
Just move the defender out the way, create a hole.
Exactly. So
now you know what you have to do with pass protection? Push. If you don't push, you're getting pushed back. So they have to do a heavy workload on pass protection. They have to do run protections.
Exactly.
That's the problem. It's because they don't. The Eagles are pass heavy. They don't have. They can't be pass heavy. They can't.
No.
It's annoying. But that's how they lost this game because the offense again pass heavy, and Bradbury can't cover, and Sidney Brown can't tackle. The rest of the defense, y'all play great.
Exactly.
Y'all great. Linebackers the linebackers played better. Linebackers played a lot better than what they did all season. And the other corner spot, you play great. But the slot corner and the one other and Bradbury, you sucked.
Yeah, but outside of that too, it's like we're having guys who are built for inside or going outside, which is not this out, and we're playing guys out of position like that should not been the problem. And quite honestly, and as we said, we should have been at least what we're 10-4 now. Like I mean, at best 7-7 because there's games we should have just lost on the goddamn spot. Hell, I think we should have lost to Washington twice the way how bad we played against them.
Well, we should have lost to Dallas twice. We should definitely lost to Dallas twice.
But yeah, but if Dak didn't fuck up and won by a toe, so
he won by a fucking toe in out of bounds. Won by a toe. That was it. They were driving down the field. If they scored there, we lose. And I strongly think we should have got swept by Dallas. Should have got swept by Dallas. Should have got swept by Washington, which should not happen at all because they're a shitty team.
And we somehow make it harder on us than they do than Washington does.
We lost. But here's what hurts me about this week. We lost to fucking Drew Lock.
Yeah.
I would have not been mad if we lost to Geno Smith. I would have been okay. Like whatever. But we lost to fucking Drew Lock. We had a lock. Dude, we had a lock for a win. Pun intended. We were locked for a win. Lose that game. To Drew fucking Lock.
Went 10 plays, 92 yards down the fucking field. Someone tells me how that is fucking possible against a guy like Drew Lock, who I know Denver fans don't give two shits about because, well.
You know how we got half those yards? Bradbury, sorry ass. Sidney Brown, sorry ass. That's how.
But at the same time, look, we're going to move on from it. Look, honestly, as I know a lot of Eagles fans like me and Tyler, probably others are looking forward for this season to be over and be one and done.
I know for a fact if nothing gets fixed on offense, if nothing gets fixed on offense, and if Bradbury is still on the active roster and he's starting in a playoff game, we're losing.
Or the fact or if Brian Johnson's still here, that's another thing too.
That's the big thing too. If Brian Johnson's still here. And if the offense is still goddamn anemic, we're losing. And it's probably going to be a blowout. It ain't going to be pretty. And I hope to God it is not pretty, so I can turn it off.
One blowout in the postseason. Remember, it was Jalen Hurts' first year in the postseason. Boy, that ended.
You want to know why? Because Nick Sirianni was calling plays, and he was pass heavy.
There's no change. Like as we said, there's no change.
We're back to 2021. We are back to 2021.
Yeah.
Right back to where we were before 2022 happened. We had that magical ass season,
which I don't want to.
And it in heartbreak. Well, that's why I'm so pissed off, right? Because we literally have a roster
That is this team is a Super Bowl contender.
This team is capable to run it back, and we probably could win the Super Bowl. The Chiefs aren't that great, and the Ravens, they're the Ravens. Okay, we can beat them in the Super Bowl if they make it. But oh my fucking god, we literally have a roster that can run it back.
But apparently, this offense and this coaching staff don't want to. Apparently,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like
and that's what angers me. We literally have the roster to run it back, and we're doing nothing with it.
And it's kind of funny because there's no accountability within these coaching staff. It's like, and they give us the same dry ass answer. Like, it starts with me. Bullshit. Grow a fucking pair and actually say something. Say, look, we sucked.
Again, Rob. I told you this in the group chat. You can't say anything to the media, or the media is going to spin it, and it's going to cause more issues within the organization. And then we'll really be the laughing stock of the league.
I think we should.
Can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. You got to take into account the media. The media likes to spin shit. You know that for a fact. So we can't go. You can't go pointing fingers at people. You can do it in the meetings, behind closed goddamn doors.
And that's another problem. None of these coaches want to have meetings, and that's where the problem starts.
That's the main problem. That's the main problem. I'm not talking about the presser. The presser's not the fucking problem. All right, because I would tell the media nothing's wrong, even though there's evident that there's something wrong.
Oh yeah, you clearly can see.
Because I'm not going to let the media spin shit. I'm not going to do it. So I can see why he said that. I can see why Tomlin said what he said in Pittsburgh, the same answer, because they don't want to reveal the problem, because they don't want to have the media spin shit. I see why coaches do that.
Yeah, that's true. But and that's a problem that no team should have. Like, if your coaches are not having meetings, that's a problem. Like, if you can't get on the same.
We don't know if they're. But here's the thing, though: we don't know if they're not having meetings. We don't know. But the problem is, dude, fire Brian Johnson. No question fucking asked. It's been more than 10 weeks. We're at week 16 now, and nothing's changed.
No, nothing's really changed.
Nothing's changed. Except for the defense, because you had enough balls to fire Desai, promote, not really fire him, but like move him to a different...
To the press box.
You just go sit in the press box. You're not DC anymore. Basically firing his ass.
And you actually have a guy who's experienced.
We'll keep you on the roster, but as a fan, pretty much.
Yeah.
You're an Eagles fan now. You're fired. That's basically what they said. But they promote Patricia. Great move, because the defense was great except for 2 players. That's it. I'm happy to say that. That's it. 2 players.
That's hard we ever say about the defense, because the defense
this
entire year
this
like
season
shit.
This season has been terrible.
Run, well, especially down this stretch, we play like crap against the run, and we've been so bad against the pass all year.
But we've gotten better against the pass, because really we only gave up what? We lost.
I don't even know what.
20-17. We only gave up 20. We're usually giving up 30, 34, 36, whatever, 40 something points. We're giving up so many points. This game, we didn't give up that many points. So I don't think this Monday night game rests on the defense, except for Bradbury and can't fucking tackle for shit, Sidney Brown.
Well, I mean, Sidney Brown's he's not a free safety. He's more of a strong safety that plays on the inside. If he goes inside like a run stuffer, that's a whole different thing. He's not a coverage dude. That's where you have a guy like Reed Blankenship, who does pretty much most of the coverage.
I don't care if he's not a coverage dude. Like, that's not the problem. Can he cover? No. But that's not the least of my worries. He doesn't play fundamental football. He doesn't know how to fucking tackle, Rob.
Oh yeah.
That's an issue on any position. He doesn't know how to tackle.
That's a problem for
That's
everybody.
the name of the game on defense. Tackle the fucking ball carrier. He can't even do that. He sucks flat out. You think he could be? You think Rob? You think he can tackle better at free safety? I highly doubt it. He doesn't wrap up. That's the problem. He doesn't wrap up.
And shoot, and we got to play the crappy Giants this week, and
if honestly, we lose to them, our season's fucked.
Oh yeah, and we deserve to get laughed at for rightfully so losing to
a we'll be laughing with the other fan bases at that point.
Because
I'll be going in the comments like, you know what, y'all are right, we're frauds. I've been saying it last week. Going in the comments, y'all were right, we're frauds.
I already knew that we were frauds. Probably
you were calling us frauds by like week 10,
and you're just like, oh, give it time. It's like, and
no, you were like, I don't know if we're getting better. This was like week 5. I'm like, or week 3. I'm like, give it time. It's early in the season. But the thing is, though, you were calling frauds week 3. I waited till like week, 14, 15. I'm like, yep, we're frauds.
Yep.
Because, but then again, I think I was questioning if they're really contenders by like week 6 or 7. I'm like, all right, I'm waiting till the wheels fall off.
Because our bye week was
like,
in week 10.
At that point, Rob, like week 6, week 7, I'm sitting there waiting for the wheels to fall off. Well, they fell off.
Yeah, and that was coming out of the bye week.
Yep.
Honestly, we should have lost. Hell, if MVS didn't fucking drop that, what looked like a walk.
If MVS doesn't drop that ball, we lose that game too.
We should, yeah.
And if the Bills weren't such absolute dog water in overtime, we lose that game too.
Yeah, and we should have lost. And as we said, we should have lost to. Should have got swept by the Washington and Dallas. Plain and fucking simple.
How many losses is that?
That's 4. Well, in terms of we're talking about the division, that's
Dallas twice. That's 2. Washington twice. That's 2. We should have lost to the Chiefs and the Bills. That's 6 losses.
Yeah,
6. Should have at least 6 losses.
And and obviously, yeah.
We come into this week probably. We probably come into this week. 7-6. 8-6.
Well, because we're 10-4 now through 14 games. Probably 8.
Because 8. 10-4, 9-5, 8-6. 8-6. We should be at least 8-6. Maybe at the worst 7-7. We should not be 10-4 right now.
Oh yeah, and the fact that it's like, it's funny. Said, look, I've seen some bad teams over the years. Me and Tara have seen bad teams over the years. We've seen go back. I hate to bring this up, but go back to 2020. We barely won 4 fucking games of how bad that team really was, and I really hate to bring that up, and I really do.
It's part of history. It's got to get 2012 too. 2012 too. 2012 as well, Rob. 2012 as well. We won 4 games that year too.
And go back to the early 2000s too. We had a couple of 4-win finishes too.
No, we didn't have a couple of 4-win finishes. We at most lost, or we at worst lost 6 games. At worst, we were somewhat competent, but in those seasons, McNabb somehow manages to get hurt.
Yeah,
and they were like very fluky bad. But the thing is, though, we were so good. They were like very fluky bad seasons. Because the next season we were good again. They were like very fluky, like very far in between. We had a bad record.
Because Eagles, and I don't know if I'm going to use this word correctly. We're just like an inconsistent team. It's like we have a 1-win. But I don't I don't want to use that.
It's not really inconsistent. I'm
trying to. How do I
explain like in the 2000? But no, it's not. It's not inconsistencies that are an issue, right? It's the fact that after every goddamn Super Bowl appearance, the next season we somehow managed to shit the bed somehow.
Yeah, I know. Which is
every damn season. 2004, 2005, we have the greatest season ever. We did not have a good. I think we had a competent season, but we weren't near as close to being good. 2017. What happened after that? Oh boy, a mini fucking rebuild. That's what happened.
Yeah,
2021 happens. What happens? Steichen walks. Had to get rid of the defensive coordinator because he
that
was
was last
absolute
year.
ass. We finally got a competent one in goddamn freaking Patricia.
Because we thought
But we somehow promoted the side goddamn.
No, actually, it was the side first. Then it got to the point where
wait, no, because we hired Patricia too at the same time.
Patricia, yeah, okay, that makes action. Oh, I completely forgot.
So we hired Desai to be the DC, but we also hired Patricia as a defensive consultant at that time. Which honestly, that should have never happened. They should have just outright hired Patricia as DC.
DC.
But I think they were at the same time kind of scared that, oh no, you have Slay playing. They have a really rocky relationship there. I don't know how it's going to work out. But as soon as Patricia came in there, he went beeline right to Slay and said, dude, I'm sorry. Let's hug it out, talk it out, get our feelings out, and just move on from this and have a coach-player relationship again. Like, just be fine. And that's been okay. I think at that point, I feel like after maybe like 5-6 games, they should have cut their losses with Desai, went with Patricia. Defense would have been better, but again, I highly doubt they would win. I highly doubt they would win games with Brian Johnson. Let's be real. Week 5, week 6,
and I actually brought up the point where say we have to start promoting from within because it does not work in today's NFL.
It doesn't work.
And we're seeing
it barely worked in sports. It barely worked in sports. It only worked like one time in sports, and that was the Phillies. That was it.
Yeah, for some reason, it seems like baseball. They always somehow. I feel like baseball in general, when in terms of like hiring from within, it always somehow works out in baseball. But in terms of like football,
it's easier. It's an easier coachable thing, See ball, hit ball.
But
they're not doing like different defensive schemes, different offensive schemes. All baseball really is see ball, hit ball. And if a ball's in the air, go try to catch it. That's it.
Yeah,
football, there's like football is just like a different. You got to do 4-3 or 3-4 or zone or man or whatever the hell.
Yeah, it's basically like I said, it's a complex maze of shit. Basically,
it's more strategic in football than it is baseball. Yeah, you have shifts, and you have different defensive, whatever alignments.
Your pack.
You have that, but you also have like it's just basically see ball, hit ball.
But yeah, so outside of that, it's going to be interesting too because 2024 it's going to be one of those years like we're going to see some coaching turnovers this year. So this is not going to be the coaching hot seat, but it's going to be interesting to see what coaches go where. Now, I know a lot of Steelers fans because I've done the video and also shout out to everyone who actually did check out that Mike Tomlin video, by the way, which I'm
over 200 views, y'all. Thank y'all for that. Thank y'all.
And because, granted, I don't think. Do I want to see him get fired? Sure. And I know I know just for the Steelers fans.
A lot of Steelers fans, they want to see him go. They do.
But the problem is, I don't think it's going to happen because Art Rooney does not have the balls to do it because we know how the Rooneys are. They like to keep their coaches for far too long because these team, three coaches the entire franchise history. You have Mike Tomlin currently in this generation. In the 90s, you had Bill Cowher, which I thought had some of the greatest teams that he's put together.
90s and 2000s. He was the successor for Tomlin. Because he wasn't just in the 90s, he was the 2000s too. They kept him for 2 decades.
Damn.
2 fucking decades of that guy.
God, I'm getting old. I'm getting old just thinking about that.
2 fucking decades of this dude, bro.
And I can't think of the other dude's name. That was way back in like the 60s and the 70s. But you kind of understand.
I think in the 60s, 70s, and 80s they were firing coaches because, but really though, like. When it got to Cowher, the reason why they kept him for so long because he was great for so long. He had one bad season, that was it. But then he had a good season. I think he won a Super Bowl, and then he left. And
then they bring in Tomlin from Minnesota, who actually I think he was the defensive assistant. I think it might have been the defensive.
I think he was DC there.
I think it's more.
But
DC.
but
He was part of the
he was
coach.
some. We know he was on the sideline. We knew he was on the sideline because he was on the sideline in Minnesota. So I think it was DC. Because the consultant, they don't really see the field.
I think it might have been a defensive assistant.
They're just in the press box in like the defensive coordinator's ear, pretty much, in a sense, trying to help, or giving them pointers in practice, whatever, all that stuff. But really, like they get Tomlin. He was pretty good.
Hey, Ty, you're right. He was a DC in 06. 06 for the Minnesota Vikings.
Because again, Rob, DCs are always on the sideline. Consultants aren't. Nah. I may be I may be a dumbass sometimes, but I ain't a dumbass all the time. It's like, but they get Tomlin in 2010, I believe, 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
They won a Super Bowl, because it was inherited from Cowher's team, the Cowher built team. But
and then 2010 comes.
He was okay at best. Like he had a few 11-5s. He had a few AFC Championship appearances. But then he also had like 8-8 seasons, 9-8 seasons, and
it's just been nothing but mediocrity for the last 7 years.
Decade, pretty much a decade since their last Super Bowl victory. They've been mediocre at best.
At some point, the question has to answer is like, is he really the dude to? Because it's been 15 years since the Super Bowl. Soon to be 16 years. God Lord,
2010 was the last one, bro. 2009, 2010.
Yeah, old.
Or no, 2011. 2011 when they went against the freaking
the last
Saints.
AFC. Oh, like
was it Saints?
I'll check.
Hold on. I'm looking this shit up. Hold on. I literally got a phone. Hold on.
Man, son.
All right, don't even tell me. I'll figure it out.
All I'm saying is it's going to be 16 years, but for the last Super Bowl win, it's been
damn. The last time they made it a Super Bowl, it's been over 10 years.
It's been
the last time they went to the Super Bowl it's 16 years. The last time they went to a Super Bowl under Tomlin, 2009.
And the last time they went to Super Bowl
and won it. But the last Super Bowl they went to, or no, was that the last one under Cowher?
It was under it was under Mike Tomlin, and that was the only one.
It was under Mike Tomlin. That was his rookie season as coach.
Rookie season, with the Cowher team.
Yeah, appearance.
And it's been well over almost 14
years. Hold on. Whoa. Super Bowl appearances. I don't give me the damn year. Jesus.
But
all right, I'm about to flip the fuck out. Wait, that was it. Oh no, it was the Packers. It was the Packers because they lost
to the prime Aaron Rodgers.
The prime Aaron Rodgers that year. But yeah, the last Super Bowl they went to was 2011. Put it this way: the last time they went to the Super Bowl, I was 13. Rob was 14.
Yeah, like I said, we're old.
We're old as shit now. Well, not old as shit. I'm not like 50. I don't know why I said old as shit. I'm only 25.
Well, you're or more than halfway there. So, sorry, I had to. Sorry, I had to do that.
I don't want to think about 30. Okay.
I'm ready towards my getting all the way to the road to 30. So,
you're 26. You're 26. I'm 25. You're closer than I am. So I wouldn't talk. You're closer than I am, Rob.
But yeah, when you look at under Mike Tomlin in terms of they lost in his rookie season in 2007, lost to Jacksonville the AFC wildcard game, won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he went in 2007. He got signed as a head coach in 2007, won the Super Bowl in 2009.
And they lost to Green Bay in 2010. They lost to Denver. I'm trying to think who they.
No, they lost to Green Bay in 2011. I'm counting the because it's technically the next year. because we won in 2018, not 2017.
Yeah, I know that's really weird to really think about.
Weird, but yeah, they won the Super Bowl in the year of 2009, which is basically the 08 season. So the 08 season they win the Super Bowl. 2009.
They went not. I think what they went 9-7. That was a third place finish in the AFC North.
Yep. 2010 they had a pretty confident season. I think it was 11-5. 2010. 12-4. Then they went 11-5 in 2011. I think.
12-4 right? Again.
Jesus Christ! When did they go? You said 11-5 at one point. We were talking on FaceTime.
That was 2014.
Oh yeah, I'm like way behind there.
They did it twice, 2014, 2016. But 2011, they actually went 12-4, which was second in the AFC North. Because the team that led that year...
They still had a monster defense that year too, 2011. But again, they have lost to the Aaron Rodgers MVP-led Packers.
I'm trying to think, who else was on that 2010 team? Because you still had... No, because Devontae Adams didn't come there till a little bit later, if I'm not mistaken.
You had a prime Clay Matthews on the line.
Still underrated.
Underrated as hell. He was great for them. I forgot who was on the Packers team. All I know is Aaron Rodgers, Clay Matthews was on that team, 2011. I'm looking up the fucking... Hold on. We could literally be looking this shit up, Rob. Damn.
Because I literally cannot remember the life of me.
2011. Fuck. Packers roster. Damn, they had Mike McCarthy. He inherited that bitch.
Yeah, because I think that was what Mike Holmgren.
You had Donald Driver, Greg Jennings, Jordy Nelson, Jermichael Finley. Remember him? Jermichael Finley.
Who?
Jermichael Finley. He was one of their best tight ends.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, 55 catches for 767 yards that year. He was really good. Jordy Nelson with a 1,000-yard season. Greg Jennings damn near had a 1,000-yard season.
Great fucking Jennings. Holy shit.
Now he's an analyst for Fox. That's how old we are. Damn, Pat McAfee's buddy was on that team. H.A. Hawk. He wasn't that great though. He was a linebacker. He had 1.5 sacks that year. Clay Matthews 6 sacks. He was a monster. Ryan Pickett. I forgot how he was.
They got
a 35-year-old Charles Woodson was on that team. I forgot Charles Woodson even left the Raiders for the first time.
Because when I think of Charles Woodson, I'm thinking Raiders automatically.
I forgot he left. That's how old I am. I forgot he even left. Yeah, he was the left cornerback. Tremont Williams was the right cornerback. Charlie Peppera and Morgan Burnett. They had a pretty okay-ish
secondary that year.
They had a pretty good secondary. You had Charles Woodson with 7 interceptions, 2 sacks. Tremont Williams with 4 interceptions, 1 fumble. Oh yeah, 7 interceptions, 1 fumble recovered by Charles Woodson. Tremont Williams. Hold on. Let me finish. Tremont Williams, 4 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery. Charlie Pepper, 5 interceptions. Morgan Burnett, 3 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries. And 1 sack.
7 picks at 35.
When you have 2 cornerbacks, or you have a cornerback and a free safety getting sacks, that defense was defense was damn near monstrous.
They still had
that offense is really good too. You had Aaron Rodgers throwing for 4,600 yards, 45 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 60 rushes for 257 yards and 3 touchdowns. Holy fuck, dude!
That's a cheat code. I'm sorry, that's stupid.
He had a fucking he had that Konami code, bro. That's how good he was. He had that Konami code, bro. Yeah, that's nerdy talk for y'all. We're nerds too. Remember that.
Were you looking at Pro Football Reference?
Yeah, I was looking at Pro Football Reference.
Yeah, when you go back in 2010, they actually had that Super Bowl as listed as 2010 on Pro Football Reference.
Want to know why? Because they technically won in 2011, but it was to 2010.
Here's the funny thing: they were 10th in the league in averaging in points at 388 points per game. The entire year.
They were monstrous on offense. But when you have free safeties and cornerbacks that you're getting sacks, come on.
So offensively, they were averaging over 24 points, 24.3 points per game. Defensively, they were giving up 15 a game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they were monsters.
Yeah,
dude. But yeah, that was. I mean, the Steelers were good then too, but they were nowhere close to what the Packers were back in 2010, 2011. Nowhere fucking close. Nowhere, and that's why they lost. But then after that, Tomlin started to show that he was just all right. 2012 to like now, he's just all right.
The only time he ever had it's been, I would say 2012, 2013, 2018, 2019, 2020 last year, and this year and 2021 were all mediocre seasons.
Now, this is what I think, right? You know how on the roster you have a bridge quarterback?
Yes.
He's a bridge head coach. He'll be good for you for a few years. Then, he'll get fired, and you'll bring in a great coach.
The question is,
way better.
Like, who
that's how I think of it. He should be a bridge head coach. He is not good for 10 years.
So the teams
10 plus years at that.
So the teams that he's lost to as of recently, the prime Green Bay Packers.
He lost to the fucking Jacks in the divisional round with a bum quarterback.
Got
2017.
Oh God, Blake fucking Bortles. Like, how do you lose to him?
You lost to a bum quarterback.
How do you lose to the? And obviously, we all knew that year that was one of their best defenses recorded that year in 2017.
But still,
so since
Blake Bortles ain't shit.
Under Mike Tomlin, they've been to two Super Bowl appearances, two divisional games, one in the AFC title game, which was against New England back in 2016, and been to the AFC wildcard game 1, 2, 3, 5 times.
A wildcard game.
5 times, 2 Super Bowl appearances.
That is the embodiment of just being all right.
All right to mediocre. And I know our boy Matt Carity, who is all things Pittsburgh. I feel bad for Steelers Nation.
Dude. Also, shout out Chisel to Donis, because he seems like he's losing fucking his sanity every damn week with the damn team.
I was like, look, we know how it feels, especially being an Eagles fan each and every week. It's like because we can't play a fucking perfect game without losing our sanity. But that's I know it's
wanting a beer by halftime.
Exactly. Or taking
come on.
So overall, look, when you talk about Mike Tomlin, I think I know people say put him on the scalding hot seat, but I think his seat is not super hot, but it's hot enough to where I think he somehow survives this year. And I'm going to, for me, I'm going to always put him on the scalding hot seat because his ass is on fire.
No, that whole fucking chair's on fire at this point, Rob. Yeah. He's inflamed. His ass ain't just on fire. His whole damn body's on fire, Rob.
I should tell you, as we said, and a lot of Steelers fans, like, he's okay. He's decent in the regular season. When it comes to postseason time, it's a whole different ball game. He's 8-9 so far as a head coach in the postseason. So he's 170 and 100, which is good for a 633 winning percentage. Which, like we said, in the early days, he inherited a Cowherd built team.
Yeah,
he had Jerome Bettis at the tail end of his career.
Ryan Clark was there. He was competent.
I forgot about him.
You had Big Ben. You had Big Ben there.
And honestly,
he was still in the highlight of his career because he didn't really get into his twilight till like 2019. Pretty much.
Running back. Who am I thinking of?
You just said it, Jerome Bettis.
I know Jerome.
He was their running back.
Who else am I thinking of? Who's the running back number 2?
They primarily just used Jerome Bettis.
But But yeah, and as we said, after 2019, when Big Ben retired, you could tell. Honestly, I think the
The
argument is
wheels,
like,
the wheels kind of fell off for them. The wheels kind of fell off. They didn't fall off completely, but
well,
that shit's hanging on by a goddamn lug
yeah,
nut at this point.
it's a lack of a lug nut at that point.
Like half of a lug nut, and the wheel's just hanging there wobbling. All right,
But before we
half a
get into
lug nut.
But before we get into other topics of the night, give a quick shout out to our today's sponsors. Have you thought about saving money on tickets, whether it's sporting events, concerts, wrestling events, etc.? Use my promo code Philly Sports at checkout to save $20 off your order. That is PHILLYSPORTS, Philly Sports, to save $20 off. If you're a Twitch streamer, late night gamer, or YouTuber, check out W Energy. It's the perfect pick-me-up for every occasion, so why not try it for yourself? Go to w.gg and use the promo code SportsWrestle10 at checkout to save 10% off your order. Golfers and sports enthusiasts, it's time to take your game to the next level with Shankit Golf. Shop at shankitgolf.com and use promo code SportsWrestle15 to get 15% off your order and free shipping on orders over $100. If you're a top-tier high school or college athlete, a veteran in the men's league, coaches needing uniforms, or even an enthusiastic little leaguer needing bats, gloves, batting gloves, etc., we've got you covered. Right now, you can give your performance an extra boost by entering the promo code SportsWrestle10 at checkout so you can save 10% off your entire order. Are you looking to make a statement with your very own custom jersey? Go to fansidea.com and use the promo code SportsWrestle10 at checkout to save 10% off your entire order. Absolutely. Give a shout out to SeatGeek, Dolby, Stinger Sports, Fans Idea, and Shake a Golf. Obviously, check them out in the link tree down below. Like I said, and obviously, especially this time of year, for those who are going to wrestling events, especially our Winter Concerts this year, it's the best way to go to use SeatGeek, especially if you guys are going to those holiday themed concerts, as you know, it's that perfect time of year as well. Obviously, give a quick shout out to them. Check them out in the link tree down below, and also check out the merch store as well. Like I said, we got a lot of good stuff over there as well. Now,
yeah, if you want to see that rock band orchestra, you know the one that I'm talking about, that do the Christmas shit that absolutely
Orchestra?
fucking rocks.
It's
If you want to go, and come on, it's cool. Hell yeah, you SeatGeek for that one, buddy.
Yep, absolutely. Now, moving on to a little bit of the NHL. The Flyers.
God damn it, they're pulling me into Rob. Damn it.
So yeah, so the Flyers been right now, currently as they're playing right now, they're playing the Nashville Predators, are currently on a 9-game point streak, which is good for still second in the Metropolitan Division, right behind the Rangers. What the fuck?
Oh God, being a Flyer fan is like being in a toxic ass relationship.
Yeah,
and shit.
And granted, yes, we're supposed to be a rebuilding team, but it's, you know, and because like I said, I had no expectations going into this year. But for the love of God, whatever Danny Briere is doing in that front office with Keith Jones, it's working.
Danny Briere, you're a fucking legend, my dude.
I mean, the dude, look, great player. Don't get me wrong, during his playing days over here. But for some reason,
he's also a good GM. How the hell did that happen?
And then you also got Keith Jones, who's one of the other bright name or bright mind in hockey as well. And unfortunately, we also had some other news as well yesterday morning that former Flyers number 2 overall pick Nolan Patrick actually had to call it quits at 25 because of a migraine disorder, pretty much, you know. So the last game he played was back in March of 2022. As he pretty much said, I can't deal with this. So he pretty much just hung up the skates at 25. Is kind of sucks. During this time with the Flyers, scored 102 points, 41 goals, 61 assists in 72 games. It was the second pick back in 2017. Just really couldn't get much done after that. After accumulating 77 points, which is combined with 32 goals and 45 assists, and unfortunately 83 penalty minutes at 222 games as well. Wish nothing but the best for Nolan. Just it sucks to see a migraine disorder really take somebody out. And I know a lot of older Flyer fans remember this name, Jaromir Jagr. Does anybody remember that name?
Yeah, you going back to what, the 90s?
Give or take.
2000s?
So currently, as the time we're streaming, he has entered his age 51 season, which is actually
he's still playing? Hold the fuck
He's still playing 51.
Hold on.
Dude, I am not bullshitting you.
Hold the fuck on, dude. He's in the Czech league.
Yeah, he's back home in the Czech Republic. So he's entering. He's playing his.
Oh yeah, he was with the Flyers in 2011 when we were competent.
Yeah, that was.
But he got drafted in 1990.
Yeah, no.
What the hell?
Yeah, that should tell you how crazy it's been. Well, hockey is one of those sports. So yeah, so obviously,
usually if you get hit as hard as you did, you like retire after you get hit a lot in that sport.
It's funny because I told Key about this. She said one hip check, it's all over. It's like, well, you ain't kidding.
Oh, my hip! I got bad hip. Oh god damn!
So Jaromir Jagr makes his season debut for the Kladno Knights at age 51. He's in his 36th professional season, or 36th season. He began his 36th in professional hockey.
Bro, don't know when to quit.
No,
bro, keep going. He's like, I'm gonna keep going until the freaking wheels fall off.
Speaking of the Flyers, we just have a score update. It's 1-0 Flyers. God damn it! But that's besides the point. But like I said,
dude, we're the hockey version of the goddamn Red Sox, bro. One bad season, one good season. One bad season, one good season. Jesus.
Well, we got to see if we're gonna have a crappy season next year. So we'll wait. You know, like I said, we'll wait and see. Now to finish this all up, we have a little bit some WNBA. Not really too much news going on with them outside of their season.
Relatively quiet.
Obviously, they're with the Olympics coming up this year. They are opening it up on May 14th, which is the tip off, as well. So, like I said, you're gonna see a lot of that. They go into the summertime.
Yep.
But if you're a Mercury fan, I'm sorry, but I don't know if we're going to cover the Mercury.
I'm not going to want to because of how bad they've been the last season.
But obviously, I thought the season was actually been pretty good this year for a lot of teams. Some improvement from like team like the Mercury, who or not the Mercury, but the Fever.
Mercury.
The Fever, I did see some improvement, but I don't think they were a playoff contender.
They're not there yet. Yeah, they're not there yet.
And the fact they got the number 1 overall pick, that's going to be fucking stupid. I'm sorry, but that's
Caitlin Clark and that support. Oh hell. Yeah. My God.
Potentially Caitlin Clark. You have Aaliyah Boston underneath. She can.
God.
Yeah. Also, and whoever else they have in supporting cast, it's.
Oh my God.
That's gonna be interesting to see.
But you literally have Caitlin Clark pairing up with Aaliyah Boston. That's gonna be unfair.
And here's the funny thing too. Clark is the reason why Aaliyah's Boston South Carolina Gamecocks took their first L in the postseason. I was like, boy, I wonder how much trash talking between those two were going to be.
You have Caitlin Clark, who's the reason the damn Gamecocks lost to them, and then you have freaking Aaliyah Boston being one of the reasons why they were blowing everybody the fuck out.
Yeah, absolutely.
The majority of it is the coaching of Dawn Staley because they're still blowing people out. But
yeah, that's true. And last but certainly not least, Tiffany Hayes of the Connecticut Sun announced her retirement not that long ago after 11 seasons within the WNBA. Kind of crazy, But like I said, I'm not wishing nothing but the best for her, in her future endeavors or what she wants to do outside of that. Honestly, she actually plays pretty well with the Connecticut Sun. Just the team itself was really not that impressive. Look, I'm not saying really was impressive, but not really to an extent. But it's going to be interesting what the Connecticut Sun are going to do to find her potential replacement this season. And sticking with the WNBA a little bit, they also do have a break because obviously with the Olympics coming in the summertime, I think it's in Paris this year.
Yeah, it's in Paris.
So yeah, so they get that. They get that. I don't know how long that break is, but they'll get the break. Almost said Blake for some reason. I don't know why.
You
So
almost said a basic white man's name.
pretty much.
Over break.
But I caught myself there. But yeah, but the WNBA season tips off on May 14th. Like I said, you're going to see a lot of coverage.
No, Rob, it is not Blake. It is Balake. Get it right.
Oh, fuck off with that. You talk messed up. Hey, Ron. So, God damn it. Oh my. But yeah. So minus all the funny shenanigans we've been doing the last minute or half or so. But I appreciate
that was more so 30 seconds of funny, but
like I said, shout out to everyone because obviously if you guys are watching this on Twitter too, because like I said, we do live stream on Twitter as well. Check me and Tyra out, which like I said, that's in the description, not the link, but the link tree down below. But if you guys like anything like pro wrestling related, Tyra's your guy.
Also, Rob, I do have a question before we leave there. Can you put the It's With Me live stream on my Twitter?
Yeah, you're gonna have to edit on StreamYard too.
Okay.
So outside of that, if you guys are new, make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, make sure you ring that notification bell for all post notifications. There's going to be a video out this week. That's probably going to be on Zion Wilson because that's got to be talked about because I know we didn't really have much time for that. That's going to be coming out this week. And also tomorrow as well, tomorrow night is the IGB, I'm sorry, number 18. How the CW stole Christmas.
Dude, I'm hyped. Again, guys, this is an event that is closer to me because I have a buddy from high school that's wrestling on this show. That's why we're doing it, to give his shows more coverage so, more eyes could be on it. If you have IWTV, check it out. Check it out with us. If you don't, obviously come and check this out. But
absolutely. And also, last and final thought. So obviously in the future, because obviously you're going to see a lot of TNA coverage as well in 2024 when TNA Plus drops. So you're going to see a lot of coverage there, whether it's from the show's perspective and also and obviously consistent shows to pay-per-views as well.
When we get TNA Plus, we could also react to the classic TNA that we grew up watching because the archive is there.
Oh yeah.
They've been building up their archive for that. So yeah, the archive will probably be there. So we'll be doing some classic TNA. We'll be doing some current TNA.
Absolutely. Because we've been thinking about adding TNA for a while, but just the problem is it's like no one really has Access TV because that's a freaking music channel that no one really has. Because it's
also plus I don't have cable and they don't have a live TV feature on their app, which is stupid.
So that's why you haven't really been seeing Impact for as long as you have, for those who've been around this channel for the longest time. So outside of that, you're probably wondering what's your guys' streaming schedule coming up? Well, glad you asked, for myself and Tyler as well, because like I said, obviously tomorrow, obviously before that, because I got to still take care of my new job. I got to get my PPD shot for those who work in the healthcare. That's your tuberculosis prevention shot. Get read up, so they got to take care of that. But Friday, 8:00, which is the bell time for the IGB 18 live on the IWTV, or I think on the app as well for that event. For those who wanted to come check us out for that.
Yeah, if you don't have the app, it's IWTV.tv. If you don't have the app, go on that site on your browser.
The subscription is very cheap too. It's very reasonable, I would say.
And plus, if you're in the South Jersey area and you're close to the city that they're going to be in, I forgot what city it's going to be at.
Williamstown.
It's going to be in Williamstown, New Jersey. So if they're 25 tickets. If you don't have them sold out, they're $25 a ticket. They're cheap. They're cheaper than your Raws and SmackDowns, and evidently your AEWs. So yeah, they're smaller. So since they're a smaller promotion, an indie promotion, $25. You can go and check it out for dirt cheap. If
like
they still have tickets available.
But also, too,
so,
if you guys want to, if you guys do want to see more indie wrestling coverage, let us know. Because, like I said, we'll give the lower indies a lot of love. Because, like I said, it's just not had to be GCW. Like some of you guys, but like I said, we want to do this for Sean and
they don't really have GCW on the Audio TV app. That's their own paid service. We don't got that, so no GCW.
Well, not yet, anyways. Once I get that, so
oh, you're getting a GCW app? Word?
Yeah, once I start getting paid and stuff like that. So,
okay.
Well,
but yeah, so, we're doing a lot of indie stuff, and if you want to say, dude, I got this promotion that I watched in my local area, you should check it out. We'll check it out.
Oh yeah, just give us just holler at us.
If it's on the IWTV app, we'll check it out. If they do 100%. Televised things, because a lot of like local markets, they don't really do televised stuff on that app. Because I've noticed like there's like some cities that don't air their stuff, so it's fine. But
yeah, I've seen some from like the state of Texas that do it, but not. But yeah, but outside of that, guys,
not all of them. But we'll be doing that tomorrow. We're doing anything on Saturday?
Saturday and Sunday are going to be our off days. In terms of streaming schedule.
Saturday and Sunday will be off. Monday we might do Raw. We'll do Raw on Monday.
We're back from Raw and all the It's Running podcast because we do have some things to talk about this week because not so good things.
Not some good things. I saw something on TikTok of an ex-WWE trainee that I'll be talking about. Not some great things. I'm angry about that. And then Tuesday, yep. And then it's going to pain us because it's somebody that we liked. Keyword liked. We used to like. But then Tuesday,
Unforgiven 99. So you guys don't want to miss that.
Unforgiven 99. Yep, Unforgiven 99. The first pay-per-view of this retro watch party. This is our first pay-per-view because we missed the last pay-per-view that we were supposed to do.
We didn't really know when the go. We didn't know what the go home show was.
They didn't really like. They didn't say, "Oh, we were only a week away from WWE." They actually tell you. WCW, they barely even tell you.
Yeah, and that's why I haven't seen Fall Brawl. But in terms of WCW pay-per-views, we're going to be on the slow build or the slow burn to the building
for Halloween Havoc. Yeah, we'll be there. But for WWE, we'll be doing Unforgiven 99. Let's not jump ahead, Rob. Let's not jump ahead there.
Yeah,
we'll talk about WCW when we get to it. But Wednesday, Dynamite's back.
Dynamite's back. And obviously, Thursdays every day at 6. It's all the Star Sports show, and then obviously Friday next week is Friday Night SmackDown because obviously, But yeah, like I said, we got a lot of stuff planned up, and I'll see what I can do with the videos next week, depending on what videos you guys want to see, as well. But outside of that, that's gonna wrap it up for episode 11 of the wrong show, the All-Star Sports Show. Holy crap!
Your brain completely fucked it up.
My brain almost completely shut off on me. What the hell?
No, fuck.
I hate my brain. The All-Star Sports Show, because it's really me. It's on
Yes,
Mondays.
guys. Everything that you heard earlier was wrestling.
Fuck. But,
bro, that shit's funny as hell.
Of course, we're gonna leave that, and I'm not gonna bother cutting that, whatever. But outside of that,
listen, it's a live stream. You're gonna have to keep that shit in. You can't cut it. Can't.
But yeah, so obviously, it's gonna conclude the All-Star Sports Show episode number 11. And like I said, and obviously we're going to say this too. Shout out to everyone who actually does hang out for the It's Running podcast every Mondays, which is great. Because the fact that oh crap! Not gonna have a brain fart. What the fuck? This is twice. God damn it! Oh my
Wait,
God.
What were you saying?
What the fuck am I saying now? Oh my God! Oh jeez. God. Okay.
This has been the All-Star Sports Show.
But also at the same time, shout out to everyone who has hung out for the last.
You're just saying shout out to everybody. That was all you were saying.
think was it 65 episodes that we did of the It's Running podcast? Because I cannot remember where we're at now.
Yeah, we're at like 65. Yeah, I think it's 65. Wait, no, I don't think. Hold on, I'm having a fucking brain fart too. I'm losing track of the time of like what episodes we did of what. Like, Sports Wrestling Connection. Okay, can we go to it? All right, this is getting fucking annoying as shit. What do live streams do, Pisser? It is episode 64 that we did. 64 that we
and
did.
65 will be this week as well. You guys don't want to miss that as well. And obviously, we're going to might actually talk to Jake, see if we actually put episode number 100 on the network, if that's the case.
Yeah, for sure. We'll talk because last time we and again when we get to that, warning you now, we're not going to be edgy.
You know how it is.
PG. You know how it is. When we're on that network, we gotta be PG. That's the rule. So we'll be PG there.
Yeah.
But we'll be back to edgier content. The uncensored. On 101. That was my dad. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. That just came out of fucking nowhere. It's like, damn.
It did come out of nowhere. He's walking out the fucking. What are you doing to the fucking animals?
But yeah. So because episode 100, like I said, that's gonna be a probably one of our big. We're gonna hopefully try to get some more. Hopefully, try to see if we can get some other guys on, some other people on. If you guys, for those who do want to be a guest, hit up Tyler for all things for the It's Running podcast and all that stuff. You know,
yeah, and the Twitter handle. If you can't access the link tree for whatever reason, the Twitter handle is it's at It's Real to Me on YT. That's the letters YT. It's Real to Me on YT. On Twitter, I will interact with you guys on Twitter.
Here's the Twitter handle.
And here's the Twitter handle right there. The YT is well, I think you'd find it anyway, either lowercase or uppercase.
Yeah,
but
for me, I have it as capitalized, so pretty much it's all lowercase basically. You'll see
it's all lowercase. It's all lowercase, whatever. But like you'll find me anyway. But it's me on YT. That's the Twitter handle.
You'll see that new logo that we have up in the top right hand corner. So that's his profile picture. You'll see that.
Yeah, that's the profile picture and my cool ass banner too that I still have up that was created for me, which is really cool. But yeah, also I will post things, updates on what shows coming up next on the wrestling side. I don't really promote the sports side that much. Rob has that part.
Yeah,
that's all Rob. But me, I'm all the wrestling side because the It's From Me show really is my baby. Pretty much, I was the one that created it.
Yeah, and the fact it's almost at 100 episodes is crazy. Like I said, couldn't really thank anybody enough. I
remember when that show used to get like 5 listeners on Anchor. Now it's getting 30 views an episode, 30 plus views an episode. It's awesome. It's awesome. I love it.
Shout out to everyone who, or even some of the new viewers who find it interesting as well. And like I said, if you guys like wrestling talk, like I said, we'll do that every Monday at 6. You know how it is. And if you guys like our watch parties or retro watch parties, we got you guys that every Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Tuesdays. Because like I said, obviously with the holiday season, obviously you're seeing more less and less content at you because as not because you don't want to, but it's also the holiday season. So outside of that,
that's why you're not going to see us on Christmas.
And also, and I just realized too, they're doing their best to Raw this cup.
Yeah, they're doing. Yeah, and also too, the reason why we're doing Monday Night Raw. Wait, Christmas is on Monday, right?
Yeah,
we're not doing Raw on Monday. We're not. Never mind. I take it back. We're not doing Raw on Monday because
don't worry. I have it set up for the following Monday after New Year's on January 1st.
Bro, thank God, because I had a fucking brain fart too. You're not alone there, buddy. I'm oh no, this money we're doing wrong. Hardy, hard, hard. No, we're not. It's literally
Oh yeah,
Christmas,
and
and they're
that's
doing a best of episode.
and oh yeah. There's actually, you know what? There's going to be no live streams on Monday because I'm actually going to be doing some stuff with my family, and obviously, like I said, you're not going to see
Yeah, it's Christmas. It's Christmas on
Sunday
Monday.
and
So
Monday this year.
we're gonna all be with our family. So I'm gonna
We'll
leave you
be
with this before we leave. I encourage you on Monday. Don't expect a stream. Don't expect a video. Don't expect any of that. And spend time with your family.
and I will definitely put out a thank you video. That's for sure. For all of our
And I'll put
subscribers.
out a Christmas. I'll just put out a Christmas tweet on my Twitter and then on Facebook.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas, and then leave it at that. You know.
and also, but yeah, outside of that, if you guys are new, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. We are out.
Peace.